We're here in Costa Rica with 8 students and 2 faculty members from the social work program. I chose Costa Rica several years ago because of the political influence, and so we come down here to learn about social work in a different context. In the United States, social work is very much done on a micro level, but Costa Rica does social work on a macro level, and so it's very community-based, grassroots, community organizing, which is where social work's roots were in the United States. I chose ECADS, the Institute for Central American Development and Studies, because of their emphasis on social justice and economic sustainability, ecological factors. And so their program is designed to teach our students about the influence of politics and also the importance of sustainability and environmental justice. We are very passionate about not exploiting the people that we come to learn from, and so our service is coming and hearing the stories of the people who have received services or who have developed agencies. So we want to learn from the people that we visit, not come in and do for.
So it's a lot of healthcare, but it's private, but it isn't because it helps everybody. So the doctor that is one of the most important persons over there is gonna give us a tour, explains what's going on over there. So for me, I'm really proud of that because it's gonna give you a different perspective of again trying to help people. Another option if someone is sick or they need help to go over there. And all this is on the east side of San Jose. So you'll notice when we go to the west side of San Jose as well, it's different, the whole environment and landscape.
Did anybody watch with their families the soccer game last night? Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. So Saprissa, who won last night, their stadium is right next to there. So if your families turn you into Saprissa fans, you can identify the stadium and say you've been there.
I'm Jay. I'm here in Costa Rica with the Tarleton Study Abroad program for social work. If you listen closely, you'll probably be able to hear the sound of the rain, which is not uncommon for Costa Rica in this time of year. This is the wet season. So it was actually a miracle yesterday that it didn't rain, according to my host family, so that was interesting to find out. I'm here to challenge my own perceptions of what other people are experiencing in life, and what is it that we need to live wholeheartedly and to live fully and really experience the richness of humanity. I think that there's so much to learn about connection, and I think that connection and connecting with other human beings is what could really change the world.
Come to Costa Rica. SaveTheAmericans.org. We are saving you. If you come to Costa Rica, we're going to save you. Yeah. So we invest millions of dollars in propaganda. So we try to be an example in terms of protection. 25% of the territory is protected by law. We can sail, we need to protect these areas. So we are so proud of this reality. But this reality is just part of the reality. Because when people like you arrive to Costa Rica, you find a different reality, less colorful, less exotic, or let me say exotic, but in a different way. So when you arrive, you find a different reality. First, you find an awful city, so bad planned city. You cannot walk. You walked yesterday in San Jose. It's impossible to do that. Sidewalks, so awful. People driving as a crazy people. Smog, awful city, dirty city. So it's a different reality. And inside of this reality, you find some phenomenons, very interesting phenomenons. The first phenomenon is that despite we are the greenest country in the world, and despite the fact that we are so clean, always, we try to look so nice. I take showers twice a day. Smell me. Smell me. I mean, I use perfume and cologne every day. We are like this. We are so clean. You are living with families in your houses. See the people trying to clean everything. It's an obsession. Cleanliness is an obsession in Costa Rica. But we don't know what to do with garbage. So you see the city is so polluted.
This being my first study abroad program, I have just been amazed at how well organized it has been, and our host mother is just amazing. She reminds me of my own grandmother. I really had no idea what to expect. I just came into this program just being muy flexible, like Dr. Loya has taught us to say, and it has just been amazing thus far. The weather has been super great. We got soaked yesterday, but that is just part of the experience, and it made it really fun, actually, walking with all the girls. We have to walk most of the time, but the weather is just amazing, and I'm just really looking forward to what we have planned for each and every day.
Are you converting? You had an experience? I was a farm girl.
Se dice cómo identifico es la persona, ¿verdad? Si no lleva ningún documento, pero si lleva su pasaporte, se le recibe el pasaporte como un documento de identificación.
Let's not forget about the whole migration knowledge and how to support because what they want is to help everybody to be like legal in terms of with the papers in order and everything on migration topics, right? Like should be legal or should know their rights and all, ¿verdad? Es que no es solo ser ilegal, sino más bien, o sea, no ilegal. Irregular, sino en el sentido de no, es que me refería a que tienen todo el derecho, ¿verdad? Que sepan sus derechos.
Ah, sí, claro, claro. Aunque no estén regularizados.
Okay.
Claro.
So, and the term that I was gonna say, the term that it's what we use right now, it's regularizado, it's like regulate. When you are here by law. So it's regular, illegal.
So, en lugar de ilegal, eres irregular?
Exactamente,
So,
sí.
instead of being illegal, you're irregular.
Yeah.
Okay.
En este,
This is very important
Sí.
because illegal is an action, not a person. When you talk about illegality, you are talking about actions.
Right.
But when you talk about persons, you are talking about undocumented or not regular in terms of their papers.
That's why when you said that, I was like,
This is so important because language
Claro.
change
Exacto.
the understanding of the problem.
claro.
I was asking, so when you search for justice as someone undocumented, does that mean you're protected from being deported and stuff like that? And you are this rule.
With the complex issues of immigration thoroughly presented and discussed, the group digested the give and take of the debate over a delicious lunch.
I'm honored to have someone do the dishes for me.
And perfect.
The trip to the 40-year-old Nicaraguan refugee settlement would take up the remainder of the day. The Nicaraguan refugee camp on the far eastern end of San Jose sits next to a centuries-old coffee plantation.
Condominio gigantesco. De ¿cómo se llama?
This location served as an exotic background for Disney's 1960s version of The Jungle Book. The tour was a graphic, eye-opening experience to all. The poverty, precarious living conditions, and marginalization were both apparent and undeniable. In April 2018, a short in the bootlegged electrical system ignited a fire, destroying the homes of 10 families. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured. This is the site of the calamitous fire. 1 month after the tragedy, the grounds are being restored and stabilized for future inhabitants. A grim and grinding existence, but all the refugees we spoke with preferred living here in Costa Rica to strive toward Nicaragua.
Hay cosas que no concuerden con nosotros por no tener el documento.
No nos dan seguro. Ahorita tenía un trabajo que no me pagaron seguro. Me enfermé en el trabajo, me mandaron a curarme y me cortaron. Es un trabajo. La situación es muy difícil. Mi hija sin trabajo, yo sin trabajo, muy difícil. Pero yo lloro de una alegría, se me ven llorando. Pero he estado en la red de mujeres, me conocen, soy muy llorona, pero yo con una alegría. Soy como la palabra está, el profeta es de Jeremías, llorón, entonces yo soy Yolanda la llorona, pero de muy alegre. Sí,
con mucha fuerza, Yolanda es muy trabajadora, soy una mujer muy valiente
me esfuerzo, amo Costa Rica, me ha dado mucho apoyo en la red de mujeres, allí he aprendido muchas cosas. Soy una de que sí, hay derechos y deberes, soy una de que debería defenderme yo misma, y soy una de que yo solo me quedo como que no he aprendido, sí he aprendido, pero me quedo. Sí, amo Costa Rica, les digo la verdad.
Qué bueno.
Sí, gracias.
Vengo de vivir acá en Costa Rica casi como 30 años. Y cuando yo vine a este país, si no ha sido por una hermana mía que me llevó a sacar a mi país, ¿verdad? Ella vivía acá en Costa Rica y ella llegó a Nicaragua y fue la situación. El país había caído en quiebra, no había que comer, las calles vacías, usted no se imagina qué dolor. Yo tenía unos animalitos que no había ni que matar, ni que arrancarle la cabeza ni nada para darle de comer a mis niños. Tenía 3 niños, imagínate, uno así, uno tras otro. Y yo no hallaba ni qué hacer, o sea, ya cerditos tenía, ya no hallaba, y eran bebés los cerditos. Tuve que regalarlos. Cuando llegó mi hermana me dice, o te vienes o te quedas o te mueres.
¿Qué año fue eso, Marlene?
Ay, ya ni me acuerdo.
¿Para la guerra 79?
Despuésito, cuando el dólar bajó, los negocios,
82.
Como en 81, 82.
Yo tenía una tienda de calzado, todo quebró, no había que vender,
el bloqueo económico.
Suma la panza.
1, 2, 3, perfecto.
I took away from this is the experience is that it has a large impact on empowerment. And because it's not like you're just giving them breadcrumbs, you're giving them the whole loaf of bread. Mm-hmm. Whereas they don't have to just make a sandwich, they can take it, they can make bread pudding out of it. Mm-hmm. So, this organization is formed from the people from within the community that know what the experiences was. I wasn't even familiar at all with microlending. And, it would definitely be a program that I would like to come together with a group of people like us and, see what we can do as far as getting something like that established back home, because we all know many communities that need something like that. We know women, we know men that have brilliant ideas that they just need that step up, even with the way we use the word welfare. We use the word welfare as putting people down, but every time I hear the word welfare here, I don't hear the degrading form of the word welfare, and I don't hear limitations. And when I hear the word welfare here, I don't hear limitations. I hear it's a creation for elevation.
I feel the strength. Open really wide your fingers. Relax the face. Good. Keep on breathing. Victory way, like a V. So it's not like this, it's like this. And we are gonna open.
Entonces sí hay muchos de los puntos que son clientes. Por ejemplo, esta zona de acá es el área de Punta Arenas, es en el Pacífico Central de Costa Rica, hacia el oeste, es como para allá. Está en la costa del Océano Pacífico, ¿verdad? Y aquí estos puntos de acá sí son clientes. También tenemos clientes acá en las islas del Golfo del Coy.
Okay, so this is Punta Arenas. Because one of the provinces is on the west side of the Central Pacific. And it's on the coast, so all this, you see this Punta Arenas, all this, esto también.
Sí, sí, sí.
And Ivan is referring at these organizations as clients. He is on credit, so let's get with the language that they use here, they are clients for them. So these are all clients, and then allá ya eso es más Guana, ¿verdad?
No, aquí es una isla, la isla de Chira, ahí está de Chira, y la isla de Venados. Y número 2, tener un capital de trabajo para la compra de mercadería para surtir la mercadería, ¿verdad?
Ellos no pueden votar aquí en el país, pero si tienen un documento de identidad, que ese documento es válido en todos los sectores. Entonces,
y también una vez que finalizan su modelo de negocio pueden participar para recibir un capital semilla de aproximadamente $600. Ese es el monto que reciben.
¿Es un préstamo o es
un capital semilla? No deben devolver.
1, 2, 3. Pura vida. Pura vida. Okay. Está bien.
This is the hospital located across the street from the Saprissa Soccer Stadium, a landmark for Costa Rican sports fans.
that you would expect because they're people, right? So that's what he's saying. They have a really physical good condition.
82, 84 años y son gente que está. Entonces tenemos actividades de movimiento, baile, promoción de la salud para adulto mayor, cosas para tenerlos distraídos porque es muy grande nuestra población. Entonces hacemos actividades especiales.
Además están dibujados algunos puntos de referencia importantes como iglesias, escuelas, parques, supermercados importantes que son puntos de referencia para que la persona que no conoce se oriente.
Laid out in a modern and airy modular plan, the hospital contained a dentistry and orthodontics unit, files of all the patients, separate area for elderly and pediatric care, an emergency room, and a pharmacy. Lines for the dispensing of prescription drugs are predictably long. As is the case with all the institutional buildings we visited in Costa Rica, the display of local art is a welcoming, softening, aesthetic touch in the offices and corridors.
Weren't they larger meals in the day because of farming and I don't know.
hacerlo, sino que para que haya desarrollo, tiene que haber subdesarrollo.
So what's the problem with this? That they change the right that they have. I'm just waiting for the subject, that's all. But the right that they have, managing as a public university into a business. ISA is the only one, the only provider for all the people, so everybody that lives here. Now it's forced to buy from these small private companies this service. Right? It's only the 15%. And because of that, now the amount of bills are higher.
Hola, I'm here in Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica, one of my favorite places in the world, and we have brought our 8 students here. Today was a self-care day, so we got to walk on the beach, beautiful ocean that you see in the background. We got to swim in the pool, but tomorrow we go to Yorking, which is the Bree village, and we'll be looking at an indigenous community. We'll be supporting them because they're wanting to maintain independence by having people come and see what they do. They'll show us how they make chocolate. They'll show us how they do their thatched roofs. And we'll learn a little bit about how the indigenous communities here in Costa Rica compared to what our Native Americans have experienced in the U.S. So Sunday we'll have a little bit more self-care where myself and some of the other students will zip line through the jungle, and then we'll head back to San Jose because we're now on the Caribbean coast, and this is a very different feel here. A lot of the people that have settled here are of Jamaican descent.
Have a lot of material. I'm not worried about him at all.
That's how long it took? 105? Gracias.
So yesterday we went to an indigenous village, home of the Bree people. It's on just off a river that is on the border of Costa Rica and Panama. Just getting to where they are was an adventure in itself. From Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica, we took a probably 45-minute, 50-minute bus ride into a very small place in the rainforest, and then had to walk probably about 30 minutes or so. I mean, over the river and through the woods has nothing on the trek we took to get to the canoes that we were going to take. So our vision of getting to a riverside spot where we could just hop aboard, that was not the case. We probably went through several places of river, wading up to our upper thighs, trying to keep our bags dry, trying not to fall in the mud. Some parts of it were kind of rocky. There were a lot of river rocks. But it was an adventure and some good teamwork, further teamwork cohesion developed as a result.
I use show this plant. This is I give for you a smell. This is a medicine plant. When we are sick, we use this kind of plant smell. This is like for anti-mosquitoes. This is when we have room. When we make a tea in the morning, like a coffee, and then each morning before to take a breakfast, you drink that, and before to go to the bed, this help when you are like that.
One of the thoughts going through my head as we were going there is, how on earth do these people find groceries? It's a very self-supporting people, but these people's culture almost died out, and women fought to recapture it, and the women had to fight not just against the outside cultures encroaching on their own, but also against their own people. The men in their culture thought that the women's attempts to preserve their culture and continue to inculcate their own people with their history, their rich history. They thought it was silly, purposeless, but over time, and they've been doing this for 25 years, over time their efforts have really become respected amongst their people. So
This village is very self-supporting. They have meaningful work. They harvest cacao and make chocolate, which we got to do yesterday. It was really cool, and I have a whole new respect for all those chocolate bars that go through my house. We got to see how they make palm leaves into, basically, think of it as thatched roofs that they use in their houses, and really just got to ask a lot of questions about how they make things work there. So it was humbling. It was absolutely humbling. There were points in time where I felt like we were encroaching upon them, but they were so welcoming. They made a beautiful meal for us. Some of us had never had hearts of palm. I'm one of them, and it was fabulous. People were asking for seconds. All their food was cooked over a fire. There's no electricity out there. The people were very welcoming, and they really wanted to share with us the work that they've been doing. There were women who had created handicrafts that were more beautiful than anything I've seen in any other market here in Costa Rica. And interestingly, each item was tagged not just with the price, but with the name of the person who made it. Not so much that we would know who made it, but so that they could get the funds back. Whatever we paid went back directly to the individual artisan that made it. So that was some interesting shopping that we did out in the middle of the jungle.
Yesterday was a very exciting experience for me. Going up the canoe, walking in the water to the Bribri tribe to visit them. The experience was excellent. I mean, phenomenal.
A phenomenal experience in recognizing our fears, our anxieties, and knowing that it's okay to just keep walking through them.
I mean, it was truly such an amazing experience, and then getting to the hut, I guess you could say, and watching them make chocolate and talk about all the struggles that they went through just to keep their village alive, or their tribe alive. It just really empowers you that you stand up for what you believe in, and it was just something that made a lasting impression on me.
It was the most challenging thing I've probably done ever in my life. I was really scared for different reasons, but I just felt really happy and accomplished once we got through trekking through the jungle and going on the boats and having a hiccup of our boat messing up, and then just the hike up and just working as a group was really neat for me. And then I just learned how privileged I am in terms of worldview. So that's what stayed with me. I'm still processing that and what to do with my privilege in the world. I never thought of myself as a privileged person because I'm a minority and a woman, and I come from poverty myself, but just seeing the people there and hearing their stories, it changed my mind. And so I'm just really thankful for that perspective, but I also want to do something with it here in the States.
Well, I've been working here for 6 months in this cooperative, and I live about 15 minutes from here. And so every day I come here and work, and I really like this cooperative because it has a lot of social activities for the community.
I am enjoying Costa Rica quite well. The adventure is definitely enlightening, and to learn about how the coffee factories are ran and how the coffee beans are made today, I'm looking forward to it. This is another part of their economy and also the part of their tourism.
So we're here to find out a little bit about coffee, get to know how coffee is made, and to taste some delicious Costa Rican coffee, which I'm excited about. I'm definitely ready to walk around a bit. I'm starting to kind of need that extra physical activity. I'm really energetic, I can feel it. So I think that it has been really amazing, especially the activity part, just being able to be out in nature and just walk around and really experience the environment.
The owner of the coffee plantation is going to receive $4 for each cajuela. So the picker is $2 and the owner is $4. Okay? And so right here we are in the coffee plantation. All of these plants that you see right here are the coffee plants. They are this size because we have to cut them. That way the coffee plant can use all of its energy on growing the coffee cherry and not on height. And also, a coffee plant needs 20% of shade. That's why we're going to use these trees right here. These are called Pura trees. They are going to provide shade to the coffee plants, and also these trees inject nitrogen to the soil, so they help a lot of the coffee plants right here. And also, they provide home for the different birds and different species. Instead of cutting all of the trees, we're going to also provide home for all of these birds right here. So these trees are the best trees to put beside the coffee plants.
The thing that I want to see the most is the foster care system. I really love working with children, and being bilingual, I'm excited to speak to them, maybe sing songs to them in Spanish, or maybe they could teach me a song that I could go back home and teach to my daughter. I really enjoyed teaching the kids in Costa Rica some fun games. I taught them how to do the little song Peel Banana, and that was really fun. I was with Dr. Beatty and MJ, and we just had a really good time just seeing the students. They were from grades 3 to 6, I believe, and they had a really good time just playing with us and interacting with us, learning some English songs, and then we donated some school supplies, and the principal was very, very grateful for that.
thought, well, yeah, earthquakes happen in Costa Rica, right? So they started rebuilding on the site, and it happened again. And so then they finally went, duh, we're supposed to put it over there. And so they felt like it was a message that the church was supposed to be placed where La Negrita was found. And so this basilica is supposedly built over the spot where La Negrita was found in 1635, 1637. Now the church is not that old, the basilica. So every year on this August 2nd pilgrimage, La Negrita is moved out of the basilica to somewhere else, and I don't know where, and I'm not sure why. But then at the beginning of September, La Negrita returns to the basilica in a big procession. So I'm going to pass around my phone. There are 3 pictures on my phone of the alfombras that are on the streets, and so they put these like alfombras or rugs. They are made of colored sawdust, and they're all through the streets. And so school children, communities, class projects, people just get together and they make these alfombras out of beautifully colored sawdust. And as La Negrita is returned to the basilica in September, she passes over the alfombras, and like it's an amazing sighting. I was here one time when the people were making their pilgrimage, and all the way down in Limon, as we're driving back from the Caribbean coast, people were already walking to get here, and so they walked for days to get here on this pilgrimage. So, who knows where the truth lies, somewhere in the middle of all of that, but it's a really, really beautiful facility.
So visiting the volcano, I didn't know what to expect. I've never been to any volcanoes before, and when we're driving up the mountain, as we're driving, we're getting higher and higher, and we're above the clouds, and it's this beautiful scenery. And it's probably about 100 yards from the time we get out of the bus to when you can start to begin to see the crater. And as we walk closer, look down, we were blessed enough to be there at a time when there was actually this crystal blue-green water. And Dr. Loya had told us that in all the times that she'd been here to visit the volcano, she'd never been blessed enough to see that. And I have to say, words are not going to do this justice. It was absolutely breathtaking and humbling, and it made me realize just how small we are in the grand scheme of things, because this volcano is absolutely gorgeous and it's massive, and I seem so insignificant as an individual to think that on this trip I'm seeing all of these natural wonders, and it was absolutely amazing. My time here in Costa Rica has been truly a blessing. I didn't think that at my age I would still be experiencing these things, and it has been probably one of the most memorable trips I've ever taken.
And the first school that was ever built in this country was this elementary school in 1594, and it was here in Cartago because Cartago was our first capital. Well, I understand you are interested in development.
O sobre abonos, o sobre manejo del agua, o sobre la parte ambiental, semillas, etcétera, pues con muchísimo gusto. O sea, si quiere que hable un poco más sobre ese tema.
En otros países estos productos son comunes, pero en Costa Rica nadie hasta hace 2 meses conocían este tipo de lechugas. Como nosotros todo el material genético, que tenemos nos dura hasta 10 años. Al revés, nosotros nutrimos bien el suelo y la ceniza que queda, esta ceniza es energía.
And then the ash, we combine it to the seeds.
returning from the natural splendor of the mountains of Cartago province, the group descended on San Jose in the Museo Nacional de Costa Rica. The striking pre-Columbian spheres which are found throughout Costa Rica are an enigmatic connection to a bygone culture. Perhaps territorial border markings or symbols of social standing, they remain cultural artifacts of the mystical and mysterious, invoking more questions than definitive answers. The in-depth museum tour was followed by an afternoon of browsing and buying.
I was thinking for me at the moment. I got this keychain for my sister. It's real smooth. It has the bird. It says Costa Rica Pura Vida for 400 colones.
¡Vamos, gollitos!
Traveling to the visibly upscale west side of town, the current home for unwed teen mothers was once the domicile of a drug cartel kingpin. After his incarceration and sentencing, the building became the property of the state, repurposed to help Costa Rican citizens.
Sí, y solo para que supieran, sí, thank you. El profesor que está aquí, ¿verdad? Que yo me siento ya en la tele, me lo están grabando a uno, es que, pero sí quería que les quedara claro, ¿verdad? Que sí ha tenido mucho cuidado, que es algo muy diferente, ¿verdad? Cuando es en un museo o no sé dónde, cuando son menores de edad, bebés, todo esto.
Estoy orando porque me da mucho alegría y gozo que usted está en mi escuela con sus niños aquí. Mi hermana tiene 4 niños sola y ella no tenía algo así. Ella tuvo su primer bebé cuando tenía 16 años y su segundo bebé cuando tenía 17. Entonces, tengo orgullo, aunque no las conozco, que sigan adelante.
Glad that they're here, and I was just encouraging them to go forward because this is something that they can do with all the support they have.
I'm so proud of you because it's not easy, but you continue to do it every day.
Yo, una cosa que me gusta mucho es trabajar con los adolescentes. Creo que también mi edad me ayuda con eso. Pero estoy aquí para ver el poder que tienen ustedes para seguir adelante. Porque igual allá tenemos el mismo problema.
Year-old daughter, and you are very strong. Remember that your strength lies within, so you can overcome anything that you find.
Thank you so much for your words for the girls. Some of them were really touched with your words. They, the barrier language might cause like part of that part, but watching their faces, it's really important to them to know that there are people that really believe in them and in their work as moms, as teenagers. So thank you for being here. Thank you. And thank you for sharing your love with us.
So during one of our trips, on one of our excursions that we went and visited a nursing home and really went to see exactly how they treat the elderly in Costa Rica and maybe if there was a difference or a contrast compared to what we do in the United States. And while we were there, we spent some time with some wonderful ladies and a gentleman. And while we're playing bingo, and I met this woman who really captivated my heart. While I don't speak any Spanish, very little, and she didn't speak any English, we were able to get over that just by, I don't know, by body language, just by feeling each other. And during this experience, I teared up because Velma, she actually, she doesn't have any visitors. And she was telling me that morning she wasn't feeling very well and that she didn't want to get out of bed, but something told her that she needed to. And when we were sitting there playing bingo, she told me that she realized the reason why something told her to get up was because of me, that she knew that that's why she had to get up that day. And it really touched my heart. And while we were leaving, she kept trying to give me these coloring books that she was coloring on and trying to give me all of these books, but she ended up coloring me a picture, and it's something that I'm going to cherish forever.
Working with the PANI, the national organization that protects the kids, I would say like that, for 13 years already. And so far we've worked with 600 kids. Que hace 15 años está acá.
Ajá, exactamente. Sí, y digamos el programa de estar funcionando, tenemos 13 años de estar funcionando en convenio con el PANI. PANI es, ¿ya conocieron de PANI? Sí, sí, un poquito. Es el primer reto. Y el segundo que nosotros vemos es proveer una familia. O sea, que realmente el lugar donde estos niños van a establecer un vital. Entonces nosotros como organización aquí en Costa Rica lo que queremos es responder con vínculos afectivos adecuados, sanadores para los niños y que estos vínculos sean dados dentro del seno de la familia.
I ran a therapeutic foster care / adoption agency, and one of the trends that ended up happening because of the push for permanency is it really didn't matter who was fostering that child. It was easiest to leave them there even if it wasn't in the best interest of the child. So subsidies come to the states for their permanency rate, and permanency became long-term foster care or this foster to adopt. And so I think there was also a downside to it because someone who was 65 may be qualified to foster that 3-year-old for a while, but do we really want 65-year-old parents adopting? But nope, they're in the home. So I think it depends on the philosophy of the agency.
Our final meal in a gorgeous, secluded villa high above San Jose was a time of gratitude, reflection, and celebration.
But as a group, we want to present this beautiful piece to you that was made here in Costa Rica, and it belongs on your wrist as a reminder of us.
Thank you, all of you. You got me with this.